from the Devlok. They had to churn the sea. Yes, Chandrakant sir,
Yeah, yeah.
to be immortal. So this is not the new thing. This is ancient thing, right from the Satyuga, Kali Yuga. Dwapar Yuga. However, mystery of the death has to be examined along with the mystery of the birth. If we are happy when someone's home, if there is a birth of a child, we should be happy when someone is getting died. Yeah, the close one may feel very miserable, or they may cry just because they have spent the time with a particular personality, and they don't want them to go, and they don't want see them to go. So like that, breath current puts into operation by the nature. See, this is how exactly birth starts. Breath currents puts into operation by the nature at the time of the birth are so powerful that soul is just put to sleep. The real soul, the real self, that we are going to attain, that is put on a hibernation. And the pseudo soul, Dada Bhagwan call it is a Pratishthit Atma, which will handle everything, is created, which believes that this body is myself. That Pratishthit Atma will believe like this body is myself. If body gets hurt, soul doesn't get hurt. And I am the body. Sometimes see, we say that my head is aching. My head is aching. My finger is aching. The finger is aching, we don't say my finger. So who are you? If finger or head is belongs to you, then who are you? We say like that sometimes. So unknowingly we reveal that our soul is different from our body. And the quest to find our soul or our self, true self, is shown in the Hatha Yoga, or you can say the Raja Yoga for the ordinary people. And of course, that is a step-by-step way. But if you find somebody who is enlightened one, you don't have to take the step-by-step path. He will direct give you a lift. And within just a fraction of the second, you will be enlightened one. Just a fraction of second, this happens. So these pulsating breath currents flow in the entire body through 72,000 identifiable nerve currents. And these nerves will be driving our full body. If any of these nerves will get in fault or malfunction, the body will start malfunctioning. I would like to show you something that I couldn't show you in a previous session. Layer of the self. These are the self. Kosha, it is called Kosha. Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, then Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, and Anandamaya Kosha. We'll not discuss in depth, but Annamaya Kosha consists of the material body, physical body, in which the cells and everything, what we see in the body, we can include. And this Kosha requires Anna. Anna means food. Pranamaya Kosha, the second one. This is a second layer and penetrates the physical body, where vital energy is flowing and it creates the aura. And this 72,000 these nadis, these nerves are connected to this, and this produces the human aura. If the nerve system is strong, your aura will be stronger one. And how we can keep it stronger? Pranayama. Pranayama, yes. There are different types of the pranayama are there, and if we perform them, we will be able to keep our nadi system very strong. Then Manomaya Kosha, that mental shit, what we think, what we perceive, what we act according to our thought. So this fire element is responsible for that. And then Vijnanamaya Kosha. After penetrating the three layers, after identifying these three layers, we will be able to connect ourselves with the air element, Pranmaya Kosha. And then Anandamaya Kosha, true self, space element, void, thoughtlessness. And the feeling of Satachit Anand and the feeling of the Param Anand. This is the last kosha. If we are able to penetrate all this kosha, we will be able to find our true self. Fine. Next slide is there. One of the chief reasons why we are unable to experience the mysterious process of the death is a fear of death. If we are constantly in the fear, and if we feel like we are dying, it will be miserable and dangerous too. There are different ways from where our soul will liberated. We will not discuss on that right now. Fear does not allow us to remain aloof. Why? Because we constantly feel like, I don't want to die. If we remain separated from our body, if our true self remains separated from our body, that is called samadhi. And everybody cannot attain the samadhi. That is why nature has something different. It has provided something in a different way, that it will make us unconscious before dying. And then our soul will be liberated from our body. Fear does not allow us to remain aloof, separate, and meditate. Fear does not allow us to trust Mother Nature. See, this is the biggest mistake we are doing. We always trust on which we believe, but Mother Nature always makes you wake up in the morning. It is the only responsible. And nowadays, we are harming our Mother Nature a lot. After 100 or 150 years, it is going to give definitely the monstrous result that we will never expect even. We may have to shift our whole earth. We have to migrate on some other planet. That is after many years, not 150 or so. But this kind of the situation is we are going to face. And again, the rise of AI, artificial intelligence. Can anybody throw some light on the artificial intelligence if you know? I would like to discuss something on that too. That is absolutely connected with us. AI, rise of AI. Yes, ma'am.
There are many major companies like Google and Microsoft who are already ready to market artificial intelligence to the whole world. And unfortunately, the purpose is not noble. It's more related to commerce and to competition. So it is something that, as those who are on the path of Adhyatmik, it is something that we all must be very aware of and wary of. And hopefully we can find ways to utilize that technology for the benefit of mankind.
Correct, absolutely. I would like to add something in that. I have went through the analytics. AI model, just two popular. One is from that Twitter, and the one is from the Microsoft. Sorry, Facebook. Yeah. So it is able to think. It is able to think up to 45 to 30, 52%. But it is emotionless. Spiritually, it cannot think. We just have to feed the past data. We have to create the event. And according to that event experience, it will give the answer. How disastrous it is. If its capacity to think 100%, what will be the thing? There will be the mass production of the robots by the robots. And we will be the inferior species at that time. That we many movies are there on that, but it is a near future that we are going to experience even. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Sheila, ma'am. Yeah, so back to the point. Only way out is when wherever we have hatred or prejudice. See, what is the way that we can make ourselves pure? Whenever there is a hatred or a prejudice towards any living being, start replacing it with love or compassion. This is the thing that we can return to Mother Nature, and Mother Nature will give a blissful love in a return. And we will be connected to the Mother Nature, or in the frequency of the Mother Nature. If you start loving everybody, and in that way, you don't have to face any kind of the misery, because you don't have to take care on that now. You just have to command. Mother Nature will take care of everything. But in return, you have to be in the resonance of the Mother Nature. You have to be in the frequency of the Mother Nature. And that is we are not doing. We are doing as per our way. Reckless cutting of the trees. Even tree has a life. Subhash Chandra, Jagdish Chandra Bose has proved this. And there is a Abhamandal, there is a book. One Jain Muni has written that. In that also it is explained that the two plants were kept inside the room, and the two people were told. One person was told that you have to plant, you have to give water to one tree, and the other person was told that you have to cut the tree. When the first person came to the tree, and there was one instrument which was measuring the frequency or what, I don't know, but physically it was showing, the first person went to the first tree, it was showing no movement, no any other movement of the fear. But the second tree, where as soon as that second person came to it, right, he has just a bhavana, just bhav, that I am going to kill this. And that tree was showing a shivering process. It was in fear that it is going to cut me. So these things have a more sensation than us. And we are doing a constant exploitation of the forest and all the things. So start experiment with the trust in Mother Nature and analyze the result. You will find a living, responsive, and friendly nature protecting our new instinct of love and compassion, and helping us to come out of our negativity of dislike and prejudice. Yes, Mother Nature will take care of everything, but if you are worrying about the money, she will not. Money is not in this aspect. Spiritual living and money both are different things. Now, at the time of the death, before death, Mother Nature makes us unconscious, as I told you, because we ordinary people remain in constant fear. All the breath currents get subdued like a seed of banyan tree, and this invisible seed is then put in a fresh ground. That is our soul. And the person from that soul is extracted. That body is called dead. And we take it to the crematorium. This invisible seed is then put in a fresh ground, a mother's womb. Now see how the mother's womb is selected. Your past deeds. Before getting the body, you will get the address. Before getting the body, you will get the address that such kind of the things or such kind of the body you are getting, and according to our karma, the body will be allotted with all the necessary requirements like water, food, air, etc. And the language of the science, we get a plumules, their future root and future shoot, along with some food. As long as the seed is placed buried inside the soil, it does not get a light. It does not able to do a photosynthesis. So Mother Nature has provided everything to bloom. Once it starts growing, it will be able to do photosynthesis. The same way, mother's womb, as long as it will be able to start breathing, nature has provided everything. See, nature is so kind with us, very kind. We should be the same. We should show same kindness to everybody else to take us on a new onward journey, a path, a divine path. Death is not the greatest loss in a life. The greatest loss is what dies inside us while we live. We always regret the thing which we don't have. We always, Nimesh bhai.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.
Thank you for the discussion. I have one question.
Please.
gave a couple examples. One was about coronavirus and the other one about AI. But aren't those also provided by Mother Nature?
Yes,
If everything is from Mother Nature, then why should we question even those things, events?
but AI is the thing where spiritualism is not there, where what is right, what is wrong, ethically is not there. It has a thought process, but it does not have a chitta and a mana. It has only brain. So brain alone cannot do anything. This was
No,
the answer
sorry.
from.
What I meant is that trying to interpret the events of rise of AI or rise of coronavirus, those things don't, they're not negative or positive events because they're just provided by Mother Nature according to execute past karmas of all of us living
Yes,
beings,
yes,
right?
correct. As far as
Whatever happens. In
sir,
other words,
as you,
why fear? It seems like discussing a fear of those things as well, but we shouldn't fear that as well because whatever is to happen will happen according to Mother Nature as well.
yes,
Even
according to law of the Mother Nature, that is correct. That we have to live how it is going. But whenever we try to change the way of going according to Mother's nature, we will always invite the disastrous event. Many past event we have observed even. See, COVID, as I mentioned, that approximately 49 or 50 was there already, right? We were not bothering till that. But what happened then? We tried to change the sequence, what it was already going, which already was provided by the Mother Nature. This is the theory, not yet proven, but this was the theory. That genome sequence was altered, and this has become.
okay, that makes sense. But even if, let's say that theory is true,
Yeah,
then some
correct.
person or a group of people did that experiment. The fact that they did that, aren't they just being instrumental in Mother Nature to execute according to whatever had to happen?
Yes, maybe. You are also correct. I should agree with you. Your point is too correct. Lala sir, would you like to comment on the things?
Yes, it is. Yes. You are hearing me? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
See, there are, see, what I understand, Dr. Nimesh, say there is one factor is human intervention. Only human has the ego, right? And human has the capability of intervening with the nature. So normally the nature undoes or balancing nature. Whatever nature does it by of balancing whatever we have human intervention has imbalanced, right? So in general, but the what we can think is how do we survive, right? How do we survive? This human intervention will continue to be there. So among these, we cannot stop this, as you say, right? And we cannot wholly tell that it is a nature's plan also, and maybe in a mega way it can be said like that. So micro thinking wise, individually we have to we have to focus as how much we can live in tune with the nature. That because it is individual's world, right? Individual to individual, definitely nature takes care again. The one question was asked to Dada Bhagwan, I remember, Shailaben must be remembering, that there was discussion about some possibility of tsunamis in California, right? And then Mahatma said, should we run away to India? Dada Bhagwan said, don't worry, right? If you have to be a victim of the tsunami, you will be here. If you not be, you would have thought to live at that particular day. On that day, you won't be there. So it is not to be worried that much, right, Selavan? So that way, individually, we can see this. The world will continue to function like this, and people will have their own interest. They are even earning from the miseries of the people. No, that is another way of commerce, and that should not be that. But nobody asks us. No, so everybody has their end. The Mother Nature has a system of rewarding the particular people also, right? So nothing happens without justice. That is another thing. So that way, both way it is correct, right? What Dr. Nimesh says, because something is going to happen. Certain inventions are also definitely they can be a part of the nature's mega design, right? This is what I thought. Okay. Thank
That
you,
helps.
Dr.
Thank you.
Anil, both of you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Dr. Riti Dayal has a yes, ma'am.
Iti.
Namaste, sir. Namaste, sir.
Namaste.
Sir, I want to just speak few lines over it. That the rate at which we are our science is advancing, our technology is advancing, and the rate at which we are becoming more wiser and spirituality in the field of spirituality, or our wisdom is not growing at that rate at which the technology and science is growing. We have very sophisticated gadgets, instruments, technologies, artificial intelligence, but our wisdom and spirituality is not growing with that pace, and hence we are misusing these things.
Right. We are learning through disasters.
So still,
You are right.
Corona has caused
And
so
so
much
this is how-
disaster. Still, we are back on our previous patterns.
Right. So, and this is it's a very good gathering. Say you are a doctorate in philosophy, Dr. Nimesh is in medicine. Okay, various people we are here to discuss these issues, no? And definitely wisdom is coming out, right? Please, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. And thank you, Nimesh, sir. Okay, so now on the point of rebirth. If there had been no rebirth, so this is the concept given by the Dada Bhagwan, that if there had been no rebirth and God had molded us one for all, we would have been all alike as a cast in the same mold, like a robots only, But what we are getting? The body which we are getting as per our karma. But here, one is big, another is small, one tall, one short, one white, one black, one poor, one rich. Such would not have been in the case. And these differences that you find in them are due to their past births. Here the concept of the birth is developed, past birth. And along with that, the karmas that we are going to take after the birth, whether it is good or bad. So there was one question was asked by my student that, sir, I'm a 12th grade teacher. I'm teaching physics and mathematics over there. So he asked me that, sir, I have never done anything wrong with anybody. But I see that whenever I am there for the result, for consequences, I always ended up by the misery. Fine. Then he gave another example. That, sir, that particular guy is constantly doing misdeeds that we should not do ethically, but still he is getting rewards. So I gave him an example that there was one sump in which the grains were stored, the food grain for 1 year. And if you start taking opening the tap mounted at the bottom of the sump or the tank, and you have started putting the stone from the top, what you will get? So he replied, obviously the grain at the bottom constantly. Then I explained him that as long as he is getting the grain, he is enjoying, he is relishing. But once he will start getting the stones over there, then he will realize that now it is time to go to do a good deeds. But time has already passed. If you are blessed with very good things, don't think that you are not going to get bad things. But even if punyanubuddha punya, that is we call, yes, Lala sir, punyanubuddha punya.
Punya.
Yes.
Punya. Yes.
Yes. So that because of our past deeds, we are getting a very good life. But that doesn't mean that this is not time to do a good deeds. So this is the thing what I was trying to explain him, and he got convinced. Yes, sir, this can be happened. And another example I gave him of the credit card. You can take a credit as long as the card is filled with credit. Then you have to pay because you are taking a loan. So Dada says never take a loan. Whether it is money, whether it is food, never take a loan. Otherwise, you have to repay. Like if you find that the sweets you are loving the most and you constantly eating, what you will end up? Diabetes.
Yes.
And then
I am facing this. I am eating too much sweets.
So the stock of the sugar or stock of the whatever, the grains or whatever we call is already decided. And as per that, we should go with that. Yes, this present external physical and the charged inner subtle bodies are only the effect of the past causes. Whatever the body we are having right now is our past deeds or past karma which we have carried. According to Dadaji, as causes are different, so are their effects. Everything works on a cause and effect. First we think and then we come into action. Then we bring it into action. So thinking was the cause and the action was the effect. So many scripture we have in our ancient scripture. Shikhandi, he was a half male and half female. Was Princess Amba in the Bhishma era, in the young age of the Bhishma. She was Amba who wanted to avenge on Bhishma because when Bhishma took her away from her father's kingdom, nobody was there, nobody was willing to marry her. And she cursed that I will kill you one day. And she took another birth as a Shikhandi. And she protected the Arjuna. This is very well known story. Then the instances of the genius, amazingly gifted kids. The one incident I am remembering that my child, my son, is of 5 years, and when he was of 2 years, he showed very remarkable wisdom. So I told Lala sir that Lala sir, these things are happening. I have never seen at this age the child which is at the age of 2 or 2.5 years. So Lala sir only told me that he is elder than you. He may be 85. You don't know. I convinced because when he was of 85, he got another body. So he started his journey from that way. So this was the question's answer given by the Lala sir. I'm very much thankful.
I was explained by Kanu Dadaji, this is the same incident, it happened. A small boy just came and sat near him without any fear and anything. He says he is 87 now. So he feels like that. This incident happened. Yes.
No, this is amazing.
Right.
Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand. We had this similar experience. Kanu Dadaji came to our home back in 2000, and our son was 9, and he sat up on the sofa next to him, crawled into his lap, and he just started having a very deep. So some of the older Mahatmas, they said, tell your son to come sit on the ground. So Kanu Dadaji, he looked up and he said, "This is not a 9-year-old. This is a 80-year-old Daso." And so we got the same experience.
Yes.
Correct. Correct. Absolutely. This is amazing. I am Megha Kumar and Swami Mahavir and Dada Bhagwan and the French scientist. I would like to request Chandrakant sir to narrate the incidents, what happened between this French scientist and Dada Bhagwan. This is amazing experience he had experienced, that French scientist.
Well, we are talking about rebirth. This concept of rebirth. Many people are there who do not at all believe that there is rebirth, particularly European countries and Islam also to some extent. I remember when I feel that I can think, that time this question was raised in my mind, whether there is really rebirth, or is it not possible to clear all the accounts while one is alive? And then after clearing all accounts, he can say goodbye to the world. I used to talk about this issue to a number of so-called saints or knowledgeable people in my circle at my hometown. Many of them used to be very angry with me that you are stupid and this is not the age to ask such question. One day you will grow up and you will like this. But rebirth, this concept is really very we can call systematically a systematic arrangement of nature, and there are so many examples. One example is of Megha Kumar and Swami Mahavir. It's a very long story, it will consume too much time. To tell it shortly, the prince Megha Kumar, in his previous birth, as Mahavir Swami told him that he was in his previous birth an elephant. Because of his huge sacrifice, he was given the birth of a prince. Secondly, Dada Bhagwan and the French scientists, they happened to meet at the airport of Aurangabad in India. So when the French scientist looked some saintly person, some enlightened being is there, he went to him on the airport and asked, "Can you please make me believe in rebirth?" And Dadaji said, "How much time do you have?" And he answered, "Well, I can stay with you for 6 months or a year or 2 years. Dadaji said, "I don't have that much time. I have a lot of work to do. My work is related to the entire world. You do one thing, be with me in the flight and we will discuss." Now, this journey was a short journey from Aurangabad to Mumbai. And Dada explained this scientist, he was a microbiologist from France. So Dadaji explained to him the theory of cause and effect. He understood it so well that when the plane landed on Santa Cruz, he came out shouting, "Jai Sachidanand, Jai Sachidanand." Even he forgot his wife. He was so happy. And he realized, Dada used to say, scientists can understand this theory and this science very well. So there are so many instances. Even whenever we happen to feel that this is really very amazing miracle, that miracle, behind that miracle, there might be the cause of rebirth. Okay, Rushik sir?
Yes, yes, yes.
So
Thank
please,
you so
over to
much,
you
sir.
now. Thank you.
Okay, one more thing I wanted to discuss with you. Sometimes it happens that we are singing some song inside our brain, our man, and the same song. Nobody is noticing that we are singing inside, but the same song with the same pace and with the same thing. I mean, same story starting. I mean, the line starting. Somebody will start singing around us.
This happens quite often.
This happens. But in the physics, it is called quantum entanglement.
Okay.
In the physics, it is called quantum entanglement. Doesn't matter whatever the distance it is. If one particle is vibrating here, other particle will start vibrating with the same frequency in other universe. So this is the thing.
Relativity also.
Yes, it is. But see, this theory is already given by our ancient scientists, rishis. Telepathy is there. Sanjay, what was he doing? He was just collecting the molecules, and he was collecting the molecules, and by molecules the information, and he was delivering the same thing. So this has happened. We were very well advanced in our that era. So now let us see what other religions are thinking on this rebirth theory. What do the foreigners actually mean when they speak lucky and unlucky? They whether they have a deep knowledge of the rebirth or not, we don't know. But they always say that how lucky a person is or how unlucky he is. Unconsciously they say, right? The Muslims used to word like takdir and tabdir, luck and unluck. What do they signify? Means luck means if you have had good karmas, it will always give you a favor, and that will be positive. But if it is negative, then it will give the same effect as you have done. That is why somebody has told that karma is a beach. It doesn't forget the address. It never forgets the address. Some may feel an instant karma, and some has to wait. It depends upon the intensity of the karma or the prarabdha you have collected. The more intense the karma is, the effect will be more intense. Yeah, my one spiritual guru is there. Apart from Lala sir, there is another one. I told him that everything is written, everything is decided, then why we have to do karma? So he explained me. Suppose you are doing bad karma, and if you are having a spiritual guru, true guru, the effect of that bad karma will not be intense. He will help you to bypass that intense effect in the smooth process, and you don't have to suffer. From that moment, I started believing in having a Sadguru. Sadguru. This was the thing. Otherwise, I was not believing in these things. But he made me realize that this may happen. Now everything is working on the cause and effect. Newton's third law of the motion. Action and reaction are different. Exerted by the different bodies and in opposite direction. So the same way, cause and effect. Cause is an action and effect is a reaction. As are the causes, so are their effects. Good produces a good and evil produces evil effect. But there is no liberation till the end. Why? Because we ourselves keep us trapping in a new karma bandhana. And we have to neutralize those karmas, and hence we will trap in the constant birth and death cycle. Effects is only when the cause is ceases, and we never stop doing effects. So cause will fetch us anywhere, in any birth, and in any form of the body. But so long as I am Amit, this I, egoism, is your belief, and so long as I am Amit is your knowledge. True. Cause cannot be stopped, because once we remove our ego, our enemies, inner enemies, then we will become Arihanta. Yes or no, sir? Arihanta.
Well,
Those who have.
Rushik sir.
Yes, sir.
This is also very subtle point.
Yes.
Because when somebody thinks he is the body, he takes the responsibility of all the deeds done by him.
Correct.
Well,
absolutely.
See, in the war of Mahabharata, Lord Krishna, every now and then, he was talking about peace, whereas all the other warriors, even in from Kaurava side and Pandava side, they were talking about wars. Lord Krishna was favoring peace. And he once said that peace is the need of humanity.
Correct.
If even after his so many efforts, the war was fought, but it was now compelled war. He did not take the responsibility of killing so many people. When Draupadi asked him question, Lord Krishna, if you really do not want war, do you mean that I should easily forgive for all my insults? And then Krishna explained, the soldiers who are fighting in this war, they are so many. They are not responsible for your insult. They are not, they did not insult you, but they are fighting from the sides of Kauravas and they will be killed. Will you be able to carry these many dead bodies? Are your shoulders strong enough to bear the weight of these many dead bodies? That is why, even after fighting the war, he did not take the responsibility of killing so many people. So, as long as one thinks that he is the body, he is doing, then as a doer, he has to accept the karma, he has to accept the responsibility. And I don't know, but it might be creating some frequencies in nature, and that is why it echoes down, it creates some boomerang, and the similar things come back. Please, sir, continue.
Absolutely, absolutely. So karma is like a boomerang only. If you throw in a proper way, you will be able to hold it in a proper way. Otherwise, it will smash on your head or maybe nose.
One more point before I forget.
Yes, sir.
If somebody has this call it acknowledgement or realization that I am not body, I am a pure soul, and pure soul does nothing,
Absolutely.
then there is not at all any doership.
It's just a
Because not at
drashta.
all doership is there, right? So whatever body does, okay,
Has to suffer.
the pure self has no responsibility. It is free from all sorts of whatever acts are done.
And that is why all the sufferings goes in the part of the body, not in the part of the soul. Otherwise, our soul will be distorted.
Yes,
Because
yes.
of the sufferings, our soul will be distorted. But it is true self, pure soul. It never, that is why Krishna Bhagavan has told in the Gita Ji, no, Atma is immortal. We can neither create nor destroy it. So this is the thing. So causes stop only when an enlightened being rouses you from your slumber of ignorance and makes you realize your true self. And this is the way of Akram Vigyan, which Dada Bhagwan wants to explain. Nobody can change or escape from the effects in this world. It is completely scientific. A scientist has to accept this fact. That is why it is said that every person should always have the highest feeling, highest bhavana, highest kamna. If any authority or power a person has, it is the power of sentiments and purport, bhavasatta. Any human being having the good to the superlative sentiments can elevate oneself in the next birth. So here bhavasatta works better. If you, I have heard my grandmother worshipping that these were the last words when she does her prayer, that, oh God, please forgive me. We know nothing what is happening. We are your child. Please forgive us. This is the vow that we are doing. If we don't know anything, we can say sorry for whatever we have done. This is pratikramana. Yes or no, sir? Pratikramana. Every evening or night we do. Now, destiny and endeavor for the liberation. Prarabdha or destiny is the accumulated result of our past deeds. Prarabdha. Whatever we have done will be accumulated. We have to take our all these deeds back, and we will have another body after the departure of the old body, which we are suffering now. In the absence of proper understanding, people make the mistake of considering destiny as an endeavor, purusharth. If that person is getting lot many wealth, lot many correct decision, right decision every time, even if he takes wrong, everything is getting in a right way. He thinks that I am doing it, that I, very big I, egoistic I, will work over there. But he or she doesn't know that this is she or he is getting just because of the destiny, just because it was destined on the because the past karma he did. But we are not taking the responsibility where we do some losses. My bad luck, we say. If you are taking the credit, if you are taking the responsibility for the good deeds, then you must take a responsibility for the miserly you are suffering. Kabir says the destiny is made first, the body is made later. It is decided already. Once you leave the body, the old body, it is already decided where you are getting the birth, and then you are allotted the body as per your credit balance, as per your credit card. Kabir's wonder is that the mind still be not patient. If the internal machinery is working smoothly, then the external tendencies will also work naturally. And we have to be careful whether we, this external machinery, we take it in a right way or in a wrong way. That is why Dada Bhagwan says that always try to be conscious, always try to be vigilant every time, whatever you act, whatever you speak, everything. Destiny and endeavor for the liberation. Why do you solely believe that only you do all the activities which I already told? They all run in natural collaboration. Vyavasthit Shakti is running, is governing all the things with multiple factors and will continue to run. When you were successful, you took great pride in being the doer of it. Then why don't you accept the damage caused by your own actions? Pure consciousness, Shuddha Atma, is the one who conquers anger, pride, illusion, and greed, etc. In true sense, only he can be called a Purusha, or you can say Arya. Arya. The one who is in a right dharma is called Arya, and only he can make true endeavor for the liberation. So this is the paving point for the attaining the liberation.
Yes, Rishik sir, and
yes,
let us discuss something more on this, because
yeah,
this is also another subtle point.
Yeah, please, sir.
Destiny and endeavor. So one can be confused now. If I am unemployed, I have applied in many companies, still I did not get any job. So should I feel that I was destined to remain unemployed? Such questions are arisen. So actually, there should be two categories in our the thinking. There should be two columns. Whatever happens, whatever has happened. Number one, the things which I cannot change. First column. I cannot
Correct.
change my parents. I cannot change my home in a way. I being a small my home place. I cannot decide who should be my parents, who should be my brothers and sisters, right? So the things which one cannot change, that is destiny. Whereas
Absolutely.
endeavor or purusharth, one has to do non-stop efforts. That is endeavor. One cannot say that I am destined to remain poor. Poverty is not God made or destined made. If one can keep on struggling, working hard.
And still it happens.
Yes.
Okay. Then it has been taken as a destiny.
Despite of all efforts. Despite of all efforts. Okay. So that time one can understand by introspection that somewhere I am liable to pass through this situation. See, I remember Dada Bhagwan once said, when in business, your business is going down, it's a slack time. You are just doing the best of yours. You are introducing schemes and doing marketing, running here and there, creating temptation for the customers, advertising it. You are doing your best. Still, the business is going down. It means then it's time to stop for a while and to fill the mind with positivity and to pray to God, to incline towards divinity, or to do welfare to others instead of spending your much energy on that.
Because under circumstances, he explained that if such a cycle you sense that there is a cycle of downfall, and you may experience that the more you work, more loss will be there.
Yes.
Okay, that also happens if you are in the business. You will. Okay, certain times come where you have to slow down, and use that time for our spiritual development. That is a wonderful advice he gave. Yes.
Thank you.
I am remembering one incident on that too. The same thing was happening with one of brother of my, that spiritual guru, what I was mentioned before. So I asked the reason. According to yoga, what could be the reason? He said that Anahat chakra is not working properly. He should not do more efforts on this. Till this 1 year or 2 year, he has to be in a moderate mode. No new adventure, nothing. Just have to spend 1 or 2 years in this way. And then only he will be able to do some other business. Right? Just because the Anahat chakra is not working properly. First we have to make its rhythm properly. So this is another aspect also I remember, sir. Lala, sir.
Right. So it is an effect. No, effect of
Yes.
Anahat chakra working or not,
Yes.
that is also there.
There must be some cause behind it.
Karmic causes
Right.
on a subtle body. You are right. Please go ahead.
But these are the different ways to deliver the real truth of the karma.
Right. Please.
Now see, Dada Bhagwan was telling that if you are Indian, you have done something good in your past birth. Then only you are on the soil of India. You don't have to put your much efforts. This thing was explained by the Lala sir, very well explained by the Lala sir. Now India is emerging. There is a golden dawn in India and thick darkness abroad in the realm of the spiritualism. India will be the spiritual center of the world in the future, the process of which has already started, and we can say the Sone ki Chidiya, India, where the golden sparrow was there before few years, the same era will be rising soon. Foreigners would come to India to learn the noble lifestyle for spiritual progress. Now, Dadaji, dictums of Dadaji on death and rebirth. Posthumously, after death, one leaves all his balances and assets here and here. Hence, only the karmic record and spiritual well-being for yourself need to be taken care of. The lifetime cannot be changed, but the afterlife moment can be altered. As is your thinking at deathbed, so is your destination. See, suppose one person is on a deathbed, he is about to die, and now he is worrying that Manjibai did not visit me. I am on a deathbed. Manjibai did not visit me. That son of that particular bhai did not visit me, did not pay the visit to see me. So instead of settling the account, instead of thinking about the settling the account, that person on a deathbed was collecting the karma. So this happened. Now, when it comes, egoism. When ego is there, it happens. Egoism dies and egoism lives. But people say that I am dying. No, ego dies. The nature of the self and not self are totally different, and they exist at their respective places. The ego comes in between. If we remove the ego, we will be able to find our true self in real essence. When one assumes as if died while alive, he realizes freedom from his mind. Suppose he thinks that what my actual purpose is behind this life, if he gets the knowledge of this, he will be a free will. He will be an enlightened one. No one dies in the spiritual language of the enlightened one. He sees only the immortal nature of the consciousness. Number of the people have boarded the journey from the state of creaturehood with a return ticket. So everybody has the return ticket. And if we don't want a return ticket, then we have to follow this path, so that we will be a free will and we will be a pure soul who is liberated and have said attained the moksha, and will be roaming in the Vaikut Dham or Mahavidya Tirth Dham, you can say. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rushik. Please
Thank you.
set the slide, previous one, dictum slide.
Number of the people have boarded the journey from the state of creaturehood with a return ticket.
Yeah. Thank you, Rushik, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you
well
so much.
explanation. And you please stop sharing this. And I invite all of you to have open discussion. Today we discussed about fear of death, then rebirth, and about destiny and endeavor. So the causes for fear of death is that when one assumes he is body, and body must die, body must be disposed of. So that is why he is afraid. Those who are enlightened, those who are knowledgeable, those to whom this truth is dawned upon that they are pure self, they need not worry about at all. And for the enlightened one, for Dada Bhagwan himself said, death for the enlightened one is just as somebody is going out. In Gita, the analogy is of changing the clothes.
Yes, correct.
To die means to change a cloth and to put on new clothes. So it is a matter, it is an object to think whether one should be, one should seriously lament over the death of the near and dear ones. Those who lament losing their control all the way. Later, in course of time, they gain their consciousness. But this knowledge, this acknowledgement that self is immortal and only body dies, it should give fearlessness. Because if I know that I am never going to die, I will be there forever. So why to bother about? Secondly, we discussed about death, rebirth. So this is also amazing system of nature. Otherwise, there will be no justice at all. For instance, if a criminal who is declared as innocent by a court, now who will give him punishment? The justice did not happen. Justice was not given by the court. Then nature balances his karmas by giving him the proper punishment. One might be cheating this law system, but nature's laws can't be cheated anymore. And thirdly, we talked about destiny and endeavor. This is also very subtle one. If I am black, why should I feel sorry for that? It means I am destined to be black. If I am lame, if my hand is not working properly, if I have 6 fingers, if I am blind by birth, there is no need to feel sorry for that or to blame. Whether to accept it, accept the destiny, and then endeavor is when one can do his best to change the condition. We discussed that issue also. If there is any question or if anything to share, I invite all of you. Please unmute yourself and discuss. Nature is always just, yes. If any question is there, ma'am, please unmute yourself. Shaila ma'am.
Oh, no question. Just wanted to thank you for a wonderful session. Thank you so much. And Jai Satchidanand to everybody. Lullaby, sir.
So early morning.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining, ma'am, so early morning. Huh? Lala Sir, thank you very much. All right, huh? That's all for today's session. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you very much, everyone. Let us meet next time with a new topic, values in principal religions. And I request you, please invite your friends also from different religions for our next session. The next session will be values found in principal religions of the world. Thank you very much, Rushik sir. Everybody have a very good time.
Thank you so much, and thank you. Thanks a lot, everyone. Jai Satchidanand.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dharmaja. Thank you very much.